It's an indie adventure game. It's full motion video. It's a horror. It's psychological, and it looks really interesting. It looks really interesting. It's either gonna suck or it's gonna be super cool and unique. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're getting ourselves into here, but we're doing it. Oh, it looks like it's just gonna boot up. There. Thanks again for everyone retweeting the tweets, spreading the news about the stream. I appreciate you guys hanging out in chat. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I love you all. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Thank you for the hosts. And yeah, thank you just for being amazing. I appreciate it, guys. Loading. Ooh! It's a spoopy month. We're... Okay. Begin, directions, credits, and exit. Huh. It was quite the meme video, Run. It was quite the meme video. One, two, three, four. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeli Orog, are you ready for this, chat? I don't think you can be quite as ready as you should be. But here we go. Nothing. I don't have any settings. I can't change any settings, so we'll just begin. Here we are. Right. Beltalica. Alright, we can read memo. Johnny Robin, archaeologist. Okay. Celtiberian relics. Overview. 4 months ago, several thousand-year-old stone inscription written in the Celtiberian language? Celtiberian language was found buried underneath an ancient but well-kept dolmen in the area between Careno and Gijon. The inscription contained enough linguistic variants for researchers to extract a near-complete translation of its contents. James A. Ernsfield, the archaeologist and Celtiberian researcher that found the inscription, believes that the stone relic is the first piece of a bigger puzzle. He specifically requested your assistance to aid him in his research. Nice. Feels honored, man. You will be meeting up with James A. Ernfield and helping him in his search for the Celtiberian relics. Before we go into more details, I should warn you that James A. Ernfield, why do I have to say the whole name, James, has spent the better half of the past decade alone combing the mountains of the Asturias for Celtiberian remains. The time he has spent in isolation has affected his personality, giving him an assortment of quirks and odd behavioral traits that could put the most patient person on edge. However, I can personally vouch for his professional work and his ability to get the job done when it counts. Disregard any oddball conspiracy theories he decides to share with you and remain focused on the task. Accommodation. We've arranged a temporary apartment for you to make use of before you head out into the field. Once you've arrived at the apartment, I will call your work phone to update you on the time and place of your rendezvous with James A. Ernfield. About the stone inscription. The stone inscription is being hailed as a breakthrough discovery by some, and nothing by more than a future public museum ornament by others. James A. Ernfield believes it is the former, and I know from experience to trust his instincts. The translation of the inscription has tied together several loose ends in the Celtiberian mythology, bringing light to a creature, Yeli Orog, previously thought to be an insignificant character in the colossal world of the Celtiberian deities. The relic tells a story that James believes the Celtiberian foundation myth, the origin story of the Celtiberian people that explains where they came from. The inscription tells of a time when the world was inhabited by Eukis's people. Their description is reminiscent of the dwarves of ancient Germanic mythology, short and stocky, with thick gray beards and long gray hair. Oh my god. Their skin color was dark charred brown, and their eyes entirely black. They lived on Earth for hundreds of hundreds of thousands of generations, spreading out into all corners of the planet. After so many generations of existence, the Yukis's people learned to wield total control over the surroundings, sending the wind in the direction that they pleased, and bringing down rain whenever it was needed. Eventually, their power grew so great they learned to transcend the physical world altogether, and so they began to learn of the unseen world around them. However, there was one member of the Yukis's people that went too far into the unseen world. His name was Melmansos, an alchemist who lived alone in the Ishesumele mountain, next to the village of Trebebebisos. Melmanosos was an unnaturally malevolent member of the Yukis's race. He did not follow the rules of his people, nor did he share their cooperative nature. One day he shouted from the mountains that he had opened a portal to a higher realm, one where a powerful creature named Yeli Orog lived. He claimed that Yeli Orog was sleeping, but after many years of study he had discovered the right words to open the gateway to his world and awaken him. This was the last time that Melmansos was heard from the next 500 years. Time went by and his name became faint memory, only remembered by the most elderly members of the village near the mountain. One morning, 500 years later, the people of the Trevevsivers woke to the sound of mad shrieking coming from underneath their houses. A group of men began to dig, and continued digging for several days following the screaming to its source. Finally, they came upon a casket made of a material found nowhere on Earth. It was gray and sturdy like stone, but had a natural luminance so strong that it nearly blinded the diggers. Engraved on the casket was a horrid scene of twisted bodies and strange creatures, the likes of which the townspeople could never have imagined. The most prominent engraving was of a beast-like creature with two great horns extending from its head. One of the diggers put his ear to the casket and claimed that he could hear the screaming of an untold number of souls, much like how one can hear the ocean by putting an ear to a conch shell. One of the diggers became determined to open the casket, closing his eyes to avoid being blinded and slowly pushing the casket's lid to the side. Once opened, the great luminance of the casket faded to a dull glow. The crying of the souls faded away. From inside the vessel, the diggers then pulled up a naked body of Melmanos, who had appeared to be in a state of deranged bliss. He was carried onto the center of town, where he was to be recognized by one of the elders. Melmanos shouted out that he had been reborn and given immortality by Yeli Orog, and that Yeli Orog would spare him from the coming darkness. He said that Yeli Orog had chosen someone in the town as a vessel for his soul, so that they may leave the world of the unseen and enter the physical world, so that he may enter them. At that moment, a great earthquake occurred, and the people of the town left Melmanos and sought shelter. The great rocks of Yishesumele mountain were falling from the sky. The earthquake lasted late into the night, when it abruptly stopped and gave the townspeople time to emerge from their hiding places. The people counted the injured and made note of the damage done. All the people of the town were accounted for except for one, a young child named Bansos, who had disappeared. The townspeople searched everywhere, but the child was nowhere to be found. One day later, the child was found lying on his bed, the same place that he was last seen. He said that before the earthquake came, he heard voices telling him that he needed to escape. He said that he tried to run, but a great fiery hole opened in the ground and consumed him. He said that he was taken to a strange realm where he wandered for many days time until he found a portal that led him back to his bed. A few hours later, the boy began to see visions of hideous monsters and malicious creatures. He screamed out for help as these invisible entities attacked him again and again. Another day passed and the child's condition was getting worse. The tone of his voice had started to deepen, and two pointed horns were emerging from his head. His face had taken an elongated form and near pitch black color. The next day, the child began chanting mantras in a language unknown to the Yukis's people. His body now resembled the engraving seen on the casket where Melmansos was found. And all around him was the sound of tortured souls screaming. The town was now empty. All of the people have fled after seeing the terrible creature that young Bansos had become. All of them except Milmansos, who had spent his days praying and repeating the mantras of the creature. The fleeing people found their safety short-lived. The temperature of the earth started to become unbearably hot, and no matter where the people fled to, they could hear the distant screaming of tortured souls and dark mantric chanting. Eventually the sun stopped rising, leaving the earth in a constant state of darkness. The child's body had been used as a vessel to bring Yeli Orog, the great and powerful creature that Milmansos claimed to have awoken, into the earthly realm. Yeli Orog's physical form continued to grow bigger and stronger, and he walked the earth, spreading his power until darkness was everywhere. And the only sound the Ukis's people could hear were the shrieking tortured souls and the mantras chanted by Yeli Orog. The Ukis's people descended into chaos and began killing each other in the most horrific and appalling ways in an attempt to appease Yeli Orog. Eventually, Earth's population dwindled down to a single person, Milmansos, who had brought the great creature into this world. He spent his days praying and chanting to Yeli Orog, unaffected by the horror of the darkness around him. Jesus Christ, there's so much text. Roderick, how are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. However, there was a tribe of Ukis's people that lived isolated deep beneath the Earth's surface, who were not affected by Earth's happenings. They were a tribe of 20 people, 10 men and 10 women. Their skin was pale from never seeing the sun, and their eyes were accustomed to darkness. They lived so deep under the earth that neither the hideous sounds nor tortured souls, nor the chanting of Yeli Orog could reach them. These people carried with them a golden orb that they worshipped. The orb shimmered perpetually with light, and any of the tribemen would give their own life to defend it. The orb had been passed down over 100,000 generations, and the members of the tribe would pass it down for 100,000 more if need be. They did not know the orb's purpose, but they believed that it was their fate to carry it to its final destination. Earthquakes were frequent on Earth now, occurring nearly constant all over the planet. One day, the ground above the pale-skinned people split open with a mighty roar, and the sound of the tortured souls was now finally able to reach them. Clutching onto the great orb, they began to follow the sound of the crying souls upwards through the newly formed chasm. They climbed and climbed, and finally reached the Earth's surface. They were filled with the smell of burning ember and shocked by the constant sound of the tortured souls and chanting. General Itomi, thank you so much for the tier 2 sub! Yeah! Guys, show some love in chat. Please show some love in chat for General Itomi. Thank you so much for the tier 2 sub. I appreciate it. You're a bold one. General Itomi, you're a bold one. Thank you so much, man. Guys, if you have hearts, if you have the kiwi, throw it in chat right now. Thank you so much. You had to interrupt the reading. I'm sorry. I just want to get it through. I don't know how much there is. They followed the horrible sound of the souls for many days, and the sound grew louder and louder as the tribe got closer to its origin. Finally, they arrived at the Ushishiblim mountain, where the sound reached a deafening pitch. The pale-skinned tribe climbed the mountain until they found the source of the crying souls. An enchanted stone was used by Milmansos to open the original portal. The tribe spent many days studying and finally discovered the right words to summon a portal. All 20 members of the tribe entered the gateway, dutifully carrying the orb with them and arriving in the world of the unseen. For the next 1,000 years, the tribe wandered in this foreign realm, using the light of the orb to lead them closer to the source of the crying souls. They passed through the areas of unknown evil and strangeness, and saw sights that no language has the capacity to describe. They finally reached the source of the crying and shrieking. It was a giant circle of souls, spinning slowly and melting inwards from the center. The tribe could see millions of screaming faces and twisted bodies in a state of perpetual torture and pain. The circle contained the souls of every person who had ever lived, along with the spirits of all animals and all the life force of all the trees and plants. All the existence was being sucked into this circle, eternally being dragged towards its fiery melting center. The 20 members of the pale-skinned tribe knew instinctively what they needed to do. They each put their right hand onto the great orb and pushed it upwards above them. A great light began to shine from the orb, illuminating the darkness all around them. The orb began to float upwards on its own, higher and higher. Thank you for the bits! I appreciate it. Thank you, Ark. Much love. I'm still reading! I'm still reading! There's so much to read! Its luminance growing greater with every moment. The pale-skinned tribe fell down in exhaustion, watching as the orb slowly flew toward the center of the melting circle. The orb reached the center of the circle and exploded into a giant ray of blinding golden light. The sound of the magnificent bursts drowning into the dirge of the tortured souls. For 100 years, the pale-skinned tribe basked in the exploding light of the orb, watching with amazement as it dismantled the melting circle soul by soul. The souls of mankind were returned to the heavens, and the forest was replenished with the trees. The rivers once more flowed with water, and the 20 members of the tribe returned to the surface of Earth. The orb's light banished Yeli Orog from this realm and put him under a spell of eternal sleep. Melmansos, still immortal from Yeli Orog's gift, was exiled high in the mountains where he would spend the rest of his eternity alone and deranged. And he was made mute so that he could never speak the words to awaken Yeli Orog again. The 20 members of the pale-skinned tribe repopulated the world over many thousands of years, eventually spreading to all corners of the earth. This is the origin myth of the Celtiberian people. Celtiberian people, I don't know. They believe that they were descendants of the original 20 tribe members that used the orb to banish Yeli Orog from our realm. Conclusion. Once your plane reaches Asturias, secure a taxi to your temporary apartment and wait for my call. I have faith that James A. Urnfield is correct in his assumptions that the stone inscription is only the first piece of a greater puzzle. With a little luck and hard work, you may have the opportunity to be a part of a tremendous archaeological discovery. Woo! I'm gonna eat an apple for that one. Whoa! There we go. Oh wait, we're still playing a game? That was cool though. It's a horrible idea to start a game with that much reading. Horrible idea. Why would you do that? Why would you ever want to do that? Why would you ever want to do that? We'll get some water now. I have some. And before only 3 minutes. Alright, let's look outside. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful view. So like I said, this is full motion video. This is our apartment. Ooh, it looks cool. Oh, it's so tiny though. Why do we live in such a tiny place? It was a temporary apartment though, that's fair. Okay, cool. That's all there is to this. Alright, let's go to the kitchen. Oh, my phone. Is that from a hallway? Pick up the phone. He's coming for me. Stop listening? Who's coming for me? Oh, this is kind of creepy. Is there someone in here? Is he in here? Is he coming for me? Where is he then? Alright, fine, I'll go out. Ugh. No, he's not. Oh. Oh, hi. Close my eyes? Are you Yeli Orog? I can't click anything. Oh, I can. Well, that's creepy. That's really creepy. So... Oh, oh no, why would you ever do that? Locked. No getting out, boys. Alright, so did I just get sucked into the hole? And am I now in a different realm? And yet... Yeli Orog is gonna use me? Locked. Everything's bloody locked. What was above the door, though? Locked. Oh. How do I touch that? Oh. That's normal. Just gotta close that door again. Alright, let's go into this. Twilight Zone intro. Fuck yeah, I love Twilight Zone so much. Okay. Am I in a different place now? Still locked. It looks like it had to be blue because of the... Maybe it has to be blue because of the thing on top of it. Maybe it was I had to make it blue. Hold on. Blue. We have to make it blue. Wasn't it blue to begin with, though? I feel like it was blue to begin with. Oh, great! Fantastic! Alright, everything else is gonna be closed. Let's just jump in the hole. Alright. I mean, beautiful view, but there's nothing here. Enter? My house is a TARDIS? What do you mean? I can't enter. Really cool, though. Won't let me enter. Alright, I guess we'll walk down. Maybe that's what I came through? Is that what I'm supposed to have come through? Okay. Oh, oh, oh. What do we got here? What are you? Okay. You are now red instead? Scenery of that kind of region, IRL? Yeah. Me too, dude. There we go. Oh dear. Okay. That's not good at all. Oh, that's horrible. Do I hear someone breathing? That really sounds like breathing. Or screaming? That is kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Show yourself. I want to see if it's here. Man, there's probably nothing. I'm just really curious. Really curious to see if there were. Once again, thank you guys so much. Like, thank you so much for that tier 2. That's really fucking crazy, man. I love you so much. Thank you so much for your continued support. And Art, thank you for throwing them bits at me, man. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys realize how much it means to me. Thank you so much. Alright, Tommy, I hope you're doing fantastic. I'm sorry not be... Sorry, I'm just focused on the game right now, but I hope you're doing fantastic, my friend. Okay, we're making it like this then. Are they just making it so I think there's something here, but there's actually not? Oh, you sound so close. You sound so close. But I don't see anything. Alright, gotta stop looking and jump in the hole. Woo! Oh, it's so pretty. Oh. Enter. Whoa! That was a Doctor Strange portal, yeah. Hello? What is happening? Oh. Well then. Okay, wow. Johnny, we've been calling you all morning. Where have you been? There's been an unfortunate change of plans. James A. Ernfield was found this morning by Spanish police, trapped in some type of stone container buried underneath Dolmen, where the inscription was recovered. Police reported that he was found naked in a state of panic, screaming non-stop for hours. We have no explanation for his behavior. We can only believe that so many years isolated in the mountains finally got to him, and he cracked. He began vigilantly... Wait, what? He began vigilantly watched in a neighborhood. He's being vigilantly watched in a nearby hospital while receiving treatment for trauma. I called the hospital to find out what happened to, but the doctor who was in charge was as confused as I was. He informed me that James is in a state of psychosis and in non-communicative speaking in a gibberish speaking in a gibberish that no one can make heads or tails of. In the last hour, we were briefly received a series of GPS pings from his phone. The location is showing as a mountain range near the town of Feloshka. Feletosha. We need you to hike up there and recover his mobile device and see if you can figure out what triggered his frenzy. It's difficult for me to believe that he made the trip from Feletosha to Dolmen without a reason. So something must have happened. Okay. Yes, that's what we're doing. It looks the same. Doesn't it? I think it does. Why is your window open? It must be so cold. Oops. Obviously, what happened to that kid, Bansus, is what's happening to us as well. We're seeing monsters, and Yeli Orog is gonna be taking us as his human form once again. Please, let me see! What the fuck is that? What the? What the fuck? Oh, ew. Oh, ew. Oh, ew. You went insane. You began chanting mantras in an unknown language and watched as two horns grew out of your head. Mother... It's hard because you have to like... Okay, freaking hell, I went insane. Oh, whoops. Can't see that much here. Where is the other one? Where is it? Where is it? Why am I picking up a plasma shotgun, shooting monsters? There's supposed to be something else in there, but what? It's really annoying. I know where that one guy is. Oh god, where am I? I got turned around. Jesus. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? What? There's one behind the couch, the obvious one behind the couch, and then there's something else hiding somewhere. Where are you, you little asshole? Oh, you're right there. It's an octopus in the TV screen. I'm an idiot. Apparently. Okay, cool, got it. I shot them with my plasma weapon. This is so trippy, dude. Read the memo? Wanna read this again, chat? What if things have changed around the apartment? That looks a bit different. Like there's a face there. Not sure though. Nothing happened here. Bathroom? Bathroom looks fine. What about bedroom? The exact same view you have here. Guess we'll leave the apartment. Can't do anything with the closet. Guess we're going to the mountains. Ooh, we're in a car. Okay. We're in a car. We can't see anything. We're actually blind driving this car, but we are in a car. It's raining. We're walking now. On small rocks. We're breathing. Good. You want to grab a drink, but you don't want to miss anything? Be quick, be quick. We just got to a new area. I don't think anything's gonna happen relatively quick here. This is so pretty though. It looks so pretty with the snow and everything. Look at this. It's Skyrim, yeah, it's Skyrim now. Oh, there's a backpack here. Search the backpack. Found James A. Ernfield's phone. What the fuck? The truth is out there. Okay. Weather. 36 Fahrenheit. That's cold, right? English edition. Light snow. Wait, hold on. Yeah, there's 4 pages to read here. Let me just check. Weather system malfunctions. The state meteorological ban raising temperatures isolated. Oh, it's getting hotter. It's getting hotter. Some parts of reaching a sweltering 104 degrees Fahrenheit by early next week. Input on state becoming an island temperature due to a bug disrupting the agency's forecast models. Oh, they think it's wrong. Odd it again, the madman. Odd. Getting hotter because Oz arrived. Stop. Stop. It's getting hotter because cows fart more. Got my drink? Nice. Distant noise baffles town. Over 100 residents of Moria di Ali. All local police have heard a mantra-like noise invading the town. Police searched but found no source of bothersome sound. Begun reporting hearing the sound off in the distance. Carnival is almost here. We spoke. Costumes going with us here. An octopus man, a dancing skeleton with a hat, a castle piece from chest. They said excitedly. Gimus has an invisible friend. He gave us ideas. That's weird. The map. Let's read the notes. Strap on, chat. It's only four pages of phone text. For thousands of years, we have worshipped the Great Spirit and prayed for help finding ancient words that will awaken him once again. The prayers of the elders have not gone unnoticed, it seems. Next to the stone inscription buried under the dolmen was a second stone tablet that I kept secret from the world. Etched into the tablet was an ancient map showing the location of a tomb buried deep within the mountain, now referred to as Tia Tordos, near the village of Sebrefos. I had remembered that the people of Sobrefos would never let their children climb the nearby Tirados mountain. They claimed that a beast lived inside the mountain, and if you got too close to its resting place, it would bang furiously and shake the ground beneath you. It would bang? It would bang ferociously and shake the ground beneath you. The banging was said to cause permanent insanity to those who listened long enough. Sorry. Indeed, it was in this mountain that I eventually found Melmansos trapped inside his stone prison, deranged and in dazed stupor from so many long years spent in isolation. Melmansos was of no use in his deteriorated state, but it appeared that he had crudely etched a series of unknown symbols into his stone prison many eons ago. The elders were ecstatic with my findings, and they were certain that these are the ancient words that must be set outside the holy grounds to open the portal. They have translated the symbols as Shaba Shaba Kala Ke Yeli Orog Kelaku. All the pieces of the puzzle will soon be in place. The elders have located a suitable vessel for his arrival, and I have requested his presence near the sacred grounds. When the vessel is within the holy parameters, I will activate the gateway and enter to the next realm. The world is blind to his presence, but they will soon change. Those that were aware could always feel his influence in this realm. Mankind may have forgotten him, but eternal earth remembers him. The wind still cries when you call out his name, and the mountains still rumble when you speak of him. If one spends enough time alone in the mountains, they will begin to hear it too. The shrieking of the wind will whisper frightful things into their ear, and the creaking of the trees will sound like a sullen dirge. I will awaken him and invite him once more into our realm, and as it was before, and as it will be again. Oh, okay. So he's psycho bonkers. It's like some cult shit. It's like some occult type shit, and I'm being used. I'm just being used. But I guess I'm just gonna go in there. Speak. What do you want to say? Oh my god, do they want me to say that? Shaba Shaba Kalaku Yeli Orog Kalaku. Shaba Shaba Kala Ku Yeli Orog Kala Ku. Ooh, Mio Bilbao! What's up, Mio? How are you doing, my friend? Welcome back to the stream. It's good to see you, buddy. Welcome to Yeli Orog. Jump. We're gonna jump in that tiny hole. Bloop. Is that a face? I swear that's a face. Oh my god, is that an eyeball? Ugh. Or a mouth. Oh, that's not a face, it's just soul sticking out of the stone. One of those worms. Oh yeah. What? What? The fuck? Okay, I have no idea. Wait, do they want me to type the same thing again? Guess we'll try the same thing. Nope, does nothing. Good. So far. Oh, you're still at work? And your handy's an idiot? Oh, oof. Your handy? What is that? But I don't understand. Hello. Help. Fart. What? You think you understand this? I am not really picking up what they are throwing out. Is that really how it is? That's horrible. That's a horrible way to do that. Hello, Eagle. How are you doing? Welcome back. This is weird. Oh, there's the first one. That was a J. Okay, J. Help me out, chat. J. First symbol is J. First symbol is J. A. Oh wait, no, it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Sorry, it's an O. It's an O, not a J. This is the second one. It's O, J. O, J. What's this one? O, J. O, J. OJP. OJP. Oh, OJPL. 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 And then that one. K. OJPLK. 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 Does that spell something? And they are correct, right? That's that one. That's definitely that one, that's that one, that's that one, and that's that one, yeah. Does that spell anything? OJPK. Whoa. Okay. Right, backwards? No, still doing nothing. What the fuck? JPLK. What does that mean? Joel Polk. What do you want? This is weird. I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up, guys. Did you Google it? I'm not getting any of these to work. Three symbols that resemble the costumes and the stuff on the phone. The costumes. Resemble the costumes. Oh! Oh! Okay. An octopus man, a dancing skeleton with a hat, castle piece from chess. Octopus man, dancing skeleton with a hat, and a castle piece. So, wait, I gotta find an octopus. A dancing skeleton with a hat. Is that a skeleton? That's a skeleton. Okay, that's H. H. An octopus. Is that an octopus? Yeli Orog, I'm here. Do you need a hint? What? Wait, what? Yeli Orog, holy shit, you've been summoned already. Do you need a hint? I think we got it. I think Ronrix gave me a hint. It has to resemble the three costumes on the phone. I summoned you. Oh, that's really creepy. Don't do that. No. Don't do that. That's creepy. I need to find the octopus. What resembles an octopus here? Also use the numbers. Oh, I can use the numbers as well. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. Ah, is that an octopus? Maybe? Let's see what the others look like. think that's an octopus, right? That could be an octopus. You quick, please. I need to end this ram. Oh no, no, God, no, that's horrible. All right, now the chess piece. We need a chess piece. What was that? A castle piece from chess. Okay, so like a tower, right? It has to be a tower. Did we get any of those? These are on the right order, by the way. The octopus is first. Like that. And then a castle piece. Castle piece. Castle piece. That's a tough one. Maybe that's... No, that's not a skeleton. The other one has ribs. A castle chess piece. If some of the others are wrong, I'm screwed. None of these resemble a castle chess piece, though. Castle chess piece. You can weave. Buy a fucking weave. That and the castle piece from chess. Castle piece from chess. What number is the octopus thing? 4. No, 5. 5. 5. 5. Maybe this... No. Where are you? Are you... Ah, there it is! That's a castle piece? Whatever, man. Whatever. Alright. Don't worry, Yeli Orog. I'll bring you out. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Alright, we did it. Getting close to my son. Oh, yes. Thanks, Dad. Take this moon rock. Oh, it's just... Oh, it was a shroom. I think I just ate a shroom. Oh, we're tripping. Oh, that's not good. I didn't even get to explore. Oh. Dude, we're tripping. Oh, gosh. Okay. Johnny. You're the last descendant of the first tribe of our people. Oh, God. The power of the orb flows through your body. Ah. This will save me, Yeli Orog. The Great Circle will consume all. Only you can destroy it. Enter the center of the Great Circle and set us free. Arthos! How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. I love you, Arthos. Hope you're doing fantastic. Yeli Orog will try to stop you. You must go quickly. You got it, Spirit Lady Mushroom tripping session. The symbols will bring you to your destiny. Oh God! And beep 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 beep. Mental image. Click click. Chat, do you get that? Fuck. Oh crap. You're okay. You're doing fantastic. Fantastic, Arthos. Thank you. Oh, okay. We scribbled it. Never mind. Wish I could use the keys to move around with this, but. All about them clicks. Oh, look great. Let's jump in the portal. Okay. These will bring me to my destiny. I'm gonna click you. And we gotta find these. One that rains. That's that one. That was 6. That was easy. 6. I actually think you were on this row. Where were you? No. Almost that one. There it is. Okay, that was 3. So 6, 3. And then a weird little... 6, 3, 9. 6, 3, 9. Yeli Orog, are you the creator of the game? If so, that's really, really cool. That's really cool. Alright, we'll click these. This soulstone. Creepy ass soulstone again. Yeah, you are? Dude, that's awesome. That is really cool. Okay, we went into the... Okay, we're waking up, I think. Okay. Oh my god. That is actually kind of pretty. That is actually kind of pretty. Let's just get closer to it. Fly. Oh my god. Where am I going now? I don't know if that's a good start or a good sound or a bad sound. Might not be a good sound. No, it's starting to crescendo. Waiting for that crescendo. Yeah, it's building up. That's not good. Yeah, no, that's definitely not good. Am I in hell? In your eyes. Oh, here we are. Didn't I have a complaint at the start? Not as much a complaint as a personal opinion, I guess. Way too much reading to start a game up with. Way too much reading. It was awesome though. I liked it. And I think, well, I think more if you're sitting playing it by yourself. Me, as from a streamer's point of view, it's kind of tough to keep an audience enticed for that much reading. I found it very interesting and actually gave an insight to what we're just about to jump into. And I thought that was really cool. But from a streamer's perspective, that was probably too much for me to sit here and read for you guys. Okay, we got a symbol. I can't remember what that was. What that one was though. Looked like an eidolon? It probably is an eidolon, yeah. You made it with soul play in mind, exactly, and that's most likely what it is. It's very well written, by the way. Very well written. That's really, really cool. It like the story alone gripped me from the beginning. Look at the nice view outside. These pictures, are they pictures you took yourself? Are these like, oh well, filmed yourself, of course, like, is this yourself getting these what's it called? That was your apartment in Spain? Oh, dude, that is so cool. That is so cool. A story is for 2 years. Wow, that is really cool. So this is your actual apartment. That's really cool, man. I like that a lot. You filled everything near you. That's so cool. The phone's ringing again. Oh god. Why do I keep answering the phone? It's just... Oh god. It sounds like we're in hell. And stuff is moving, but we can't see what it is. I don't like that light switch. Ah. Oh, that's... Oh, there he is again. Oh. Please don't tell me he got me. Did I die? Am I Yeli? No way! Did he win? Infected fetus. Oh, dude! You got a good taste in music. No way! Did I lose? Could I have done something? Could I have done something different? He got me though, right? Oh no! It's open to interpretation. Oh no! Oh no! You got some amazing sounds.